I just wanted to set the record straight. That seems to be a popular myth around here that this book was about me. You've already spoiled that, Rob. Okay? But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I am francophone, French Mauritian, and not French. And secondly, I'm not quite ready to divulge all the intimate secrets of my life in a book, just yet. When I converted my PhD thesis into a research monograph, my academic publishers, Oxford Peter Lang, priced the book outside of the reach of those who most needed to benefit from my research on culture shock, reverse culture shock, and cultural identity issues. And with the increasing focus these days on internationalization of students, it's critical that we address the issues relating to the cross-cultural experiences of these students. I wanted to prepare international students for the pitfalls that can assail the unsuspecting sojourner as they visit foreign shores for the first time, but more importantly, to prepare them for the sometimes challenging nature of the return as they experience reverse culture shock, as Raul has spoken about before. It really is quite amazing, and I've lived through a lot of this myself. And basically, once they are prepared, it just makes the journey a little bit easier. I therefore went back to the drawing board and decided that I could reach a far wider audience by writing a prescriptive book based on the diary of one perspicacious young French lady I named Nathalie. Who is Nathalie? You might well ask. Nathalie is the quintessentially sophisticated French girl, embodying a certain je ne sais quoi, so often associated with French ladies, quite a few here tonight. But she's also an open-minded, interculturally aware individual. I first met Nathalie when she took part in my research project in 2004. She was the only sojourner to have actually prepared her year abroad at a Sydney university from start to finish. She was also the only one to have realised that in spite of Western countries such as France, the UK and the US, Australia, being ostensibly homogenous culturally, psychologically, intellectually, that this did not preclude incidences of culture shock and reverse culture shock. So despite her meticulous preparation, she did experience both of these phenomena. And she learned firsthand how to work through the most difficult stages of culture shock in Australia, where pre-existing negative stereotypes from both cultures can have disastrous effects on intercultural relations, provoke stressful misunderstandings and cultural intolerance, as we are witnessing currently in the press today. Through observation, her favourite pastime, she discovered that she could devise strategies to minimise the impact of this phenomenon. To best convey how Nathalie used these strategies, I analysed her diary and her email communication with her family and outlined the phases of culture shock she experienced in each chapter. I have thus presented the portrait of a French woman who lenses her eyes, her perspectives, and her diary to look back on members of the English diaspora. As you look into a magic French mirror, you will examine yourselves through the eyes of the francophone. You may well cringe at her gentle mocking of Australian customs, traditions, and fashion, or lack thereof, if we take it seriously. Her criticism of the behaviour of many Australians she met along the way, and also other international travellers. However, by the end of the journey, I believe that you will fall in love with this beautiful French girl who could no longer resist the charms of Australia and its people, its magnificent landscape, and its customs and traditions. You will empathise with her as she dons a shield to protect herself from the pain of leaving Sydney, a city she had grown to love and call her own. You might agree with her astute criticisms on certain issues and berate her for her harsh judgment on other matters. But ultimately, this book will give you the chance to reevaluate your outlook on many aspects of your own life. You must not take it too seriously, for Nathalie has a self-deprecating sense of humour, and no one judges her more harshly than she does herself. She is, after all, French, and she does not like to be criticised. Her shy, sophisticated and demure exterior belies this bubbling, adventurous spirit within, and we learn to laugh at her and with her as we discover that we are perhaps a little like Natalie after all, in spite of our different cultural backgrounds. In the end, I hope that all intercultural travellers will take away some constructive strategies to help them during their travels. I've just selected a few gems from the book that are some of my favourite. Anyway, there are many things we take for granted until we travel. So Natalie wrote to her parents, "It's 31 degrees today. I am even indifferent to the cockroaches. I am eating delicious mangoes. I would love to show you this beautiful country. Mum, you would be pleased to know there are loos everywhere here. No more worries about going to the loo before you leave the house. Peeing is free for everyone here." And it seems silly, but once you start drinking tea, you really appreciate this. Natalie's description of Aussie rules football is quite entertaining. And I've never seen this. Australian rules football. It's a mixture of rugby and soccer. They jump all over the place. It's quite funny and interesting to watch. Anyhow, the players are not bad at all. They wear brief, tight-fitting shorts and very becoming sleeveless t-shirts. Okay, I have trouble understanding the rules, but definitely gorgeous-looking guys, Australian footballers. Natalie's surprise at finding students at their university campuses on weekends is notable. Amazing thing, horrifying for having lived it. I can now affirm there is life at uni on Sundays. No, there are even people working. No, not just on internet chat rooms or checking their emails. No, people actually working. This is my first real experience of culture shock. Okay. I'll leave you with one final quotation so you can breathe a sigh of relief. Beginning the saga of the discarded mattress, Natalie had forewarned her parents that selecting discarded articles from outside the homes of other people was a normal way a lot of Australians furnished their homes, making it perfectly acceptable for her to do the same. Right? When in Rome, okay? On the road, we found a mattress in good condition. So Marie and I carried it on our heads along a busy road in Sydney across to Jacqueline's house. It was hilarious to watch. Just to place this in context, Natalie had been sleeping on a very uncomfortable futon for the first 3 months. But you will have to read the book to find out how the saga of the mattress ends. So, thank you for your attention.